on, babies.
Good show. Hold on. Thank you, Irene.
Thank you, Irene.
Boys, welcome to the show. Allow me to start. The Celtics need to grow the fuck up. That's it. That's my opening take. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Grow the fuck up. Wow. I have some cold open takes that we need to get to. Phase one, Bill, you're also one with that fucking glass. Jesus Christ. But let us get through the opening takes, please.
What's wrong with my glass? I'm having a nice.
What is this show going to be
Guinness.
about? Here's mine. The Celtics need to grow the fuck up. Bill, yours?
Celtics need their same old Celtics last night. You lost to a far superior team. You're playing down to your competition. To kind of back up your point, grow the fuck up. You need a leader on this team. Jason Tatum's not the guy. You need a guy that's going to hold your superstars accountable. This is the key. This is why Marcus Morris got ran out of town, because him and Jaylen Brown tried to get in a fight. He's the kind of tough guy you want. Someone like that to hold these guys accountable. I'm not saying he's the best leader, but he can hold his players accountable. Until the Celtics get that, they're fucking going nowhere. Nowhere.
Yep. Raymond?
Mine's the Blackhawks scandal. Obviously, it's in the news, but it's not being addressed enough. Kyle Beach has come forward as the John Doe of the whole situation. Basically, a video coach by the name of Brad Aldridge sexually assaulted him back in 2010. Coaches, players, front office, everyone knew about it, but they wanted to keep the focus on their Stanley Cup run that they eventually won. Anyone involved in this, from Joel Quenneville to the new GM in Winnipeg, Kevin Shilvaday, I guess he met with Gary Bettman, but all these guys need to be blackballed out of the league. Everyone out of this league. Like Patrick Kane knew about it. Taves knew about it. Everyone get the fuck out. If you knew about this, shame on you. Be out of the league. This is a huge black eye for the NHL. Wild story. And maybe the first gay sexual harassment in sports that we know about. I'm sure that might open a floodgates for many, many more, except for, Sandusky and Penn State.
Well, Sandusky was boys. That's a whole
right. That's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story.
That's like touching on the Catholic Church, and we don't do politics here. So
that wasn't college. She was fucking underage kids.
Well,
there,
I'm just
Raymond.
saying it's a college scandal because it was Penn State. This is like pros.
It's fucking wild either way. Yeah. So we'll touch on that for sure. So a busy rundown, busy show today here, boys. Obviously we're going to do the Celtics. We'll do a little World Series update. Bill, I know your heart's still beating. You're alive in front of us, but tough game too. Obviously we'll do some Celtics stuff. We'll do Bruins. They didn't look that good the other night. Are they playing tonight? Right?
Yeah.
Bill will be distracted tonight.
Caps.
So.
I'm not looking.
Okay.
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. That's who it is. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll do a little, obviously Patriots taking on the Chargers talk. Some NFL, and obviously the NFL meetings, some interesting stuff came out of that, and we'll do a little bit more on that Blackhawks scandal. It's a big show, so let's get right into it. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show. Friday headlines, October 29th.
Yes.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. I looked and I saw 15, 20 second. I didn't think we were that far into October, but fuck me. We are
almost over, baby.
We are. It's basically November. So this is perfect time for heavy beer drinking, just like Bill in that glass that we know something from our favorite brewery is in. White Birch Brewing in Nashville, New Hampshire. Ray, address, please.
460 Amherst Street.
The good side of Amherst Street. Get on down to the brewery. Get yourself a flight, get yourself a pint, get yourself a nice glass like that with a beautiful head on it. Bill likes the head, and so do you. Get on down to White Birch to get yours. If you can't get to the brewery, then get to your local beer store. Wherever you get it, tell them the Simple Minds boys sent you. White Birch Brewing. And this is where I'd like to start the show. Ray, you're drinking a Pepsi because you fucking took a nap at 5:30 in the afternoon.
You're a psychopath.
On Thursday. What is wrong with you?
You're a psycho.
I had a little headache. I just needed to rest my eyes for a little bit.
I have a rule.
Rejuvenated. I feel
you took like a 2-hour nap.
An hour. I set my timer for 6:30. I went to bed.
That's too much. That's too much. 20 minutes.
Yeah. 17 minutes is what I set it to. And then like 20 is the wait, and then that's it. That's all you get.
How do you know when you're gonna fall asleep though?
You don't. You just close your eyes and rest. You don't do it for fucking 2 hours. Then you wake up feeling like shit. Also, I have a rule. I never take a nap after 3 o'clock. Always has to be before, because if I go to take a nap after 3 o'clock, I'm going to be up real fucking late. That's just my rule. And I have to be up by 5 o'clock.
And I'm just groggy for the rest of the day, and I'm bored.
Yeah.
Like, A Pepsi doesn't solve it for me because I'm not a fucking 13-year-old.
Nah, and then I got to start doing a bunch of fucking Coke to feel alive again. So it's like, I got to get.
Or you drink very classy out of a glass. I think this is the first show in almost in a year and a half that we've seen Bill drink out of a glass.
It is.
I'm impressed.
I drink out of glasses all the time.
I'm sorry, we didn't know how fancy you were. Our apologies.
It's a nice Guinness draft. You want to drink it out of a nice glass, not out of the can.
You meant
I like white birch Guinness.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chalice.
Cheers.
Drink your diabetes.
Also, another thing about this, you're a Pepsi guy, not a Coke
Fuck you,
guy?
Bill. Hold on a second. First of all, Bill, you drink Diet Coke with your fucking breakfasts.
I haven't had a soda in a while. I drink nothing but water and beer.
Coffee.
Me,
it's
I don't drink coffee. I don't drink
coffee either. No coffee for me either.
Like if I drink a soda, it's like once a week. That's it. I don't drink soda.
I never have soda because I'm not a boy. I also if I do have a soda, it's a ice cold Coke in a can for lunch with a cold cut sandwich. That's the only time I'll have a fucking soda.
Superior. Coke is the far superior.
You buried the lead. You're a Pepsi guy, Ray?
Oh, yeah.
Bottom of the totem pole of dumb.
No wonder why you like wrestling.
It's not Mountain Dew. It's just Pepsi.
Quit fucking kids and quit drinking Pepsi. It's all downhill. It's all downhill from here. Hey, real quick there, Bill. Astros came up. The series tied 1-1. Their bats came alive there in game number 2. Story for me out of this is Charlie Morton got hit with
game 1,
drive, broke his fucking tibula and kept pitching, and then finally came out of the game.
Dude, he threw 2 fastballs at 96 with a broken leg, retired 4 batters, struck Altuve out on a curveball.
Then he apologized that he couldn't
to
go
his teammates. Yeah.
This guy could have been on the Red Sox if they just offered him one more year, which he probably would have retired.
Other way around. The Red Sox offered him the deal in an option. He said, no, I only want 1 year and I want to play closer to home. His family lives in Florida. So he signed the 1-year deal with Atlanta, just re-signed for 1 year and $22 million at Atlanta for next year. So you could have had him, but you kind of fucked up. They did the same contract with Garrett Richards, which you built in that one mutual option or whatever year it was.
You're both wrong. He should be a hockey player. If he can fucking play on a broken leg, put this guy on pads and skates. That's fucking hockey tough right there.
The problem is he couldn't play on a broken leg. Yeah, he played for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then it was done. I mean,
is it a
better
problem?
Than Gordon Hayward?
It's all in. Yeah, but Gordon Hayward's not running up and down the court.
You still you're confident enough about your Braves here, or are they done?
I think their offense is still there. I still don't trust Houston's pitching. I mean, I like Braves in 6 before the series. I think the Charlie Morton loss is huge. I mean, you realistically could have probably would have started him 1-4-7 if you had to. I mean, he's that kind of postseason pitcher. I mean, that's going to hurt. I still like Atlanta in 7, but I mean, the last home team to lose game 1 of the World Series was Houston, and they beat the Dodgers. So that's kind of. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I still like the Braves. They're my favorite team, besides the Sox. I think they're going to win in 7 now, but that Morton is Jesus. Finally, that loss of Morton is big.
Setting in that's what we said before this fucking show.
But Anderson's good. You roughed up Max Fried last night. It was their other good pitcher. So,
go Braves. All I have to say about this is go Braves. I don't want to see the Astros win. Nobody wants.
But if they do, if Astros do win, I'm done. Cheating shit. Don't bring it up again. You just won 2 in 5 years. Don't bring that shit up again. It's done.
No, I'm not. I've never brought up the cheating thing. I can. I'm a Patriots fan, but I just don't like the team.
No, I'm talking to our scattered fans around America.
Yeah. You have to stop bitching about the cheating. Everyone has to stop bitching about cheating because everybody who wins does it. Get over it. Anyone who wins at an accelerated level in professional sports is cheating one way or another. They're just doing it better than the teams that are losing, and they have better talent than the teams that are losing because everyone cheats everywhere. With everything.
That team's loaded with talent. I mean, that team's loaded with talent. Get over it.
Too. Welcome to America. Welcome to the world, you fucking pussy bitches. Talk to Chappelle. Switching gears. Speaking of pussy bitches, our Boston Celtics team.
Filled with them.
It's like the season didn't switch. It's like they're not a new season. It's just a carryover from last year. And honestly, I thought Al Horford was the guy. I know it's only 4. What are they? 4 games in? 1 and 3 right now. 5 for 1 and 4. Right? Is that what they are? 2 and 3. I just thought bringing Al Horford in would be a better leadership role there to kind of fill that void that you've been missing. But no, it hasn't been there. I know, again, I know it's early, but still, you need another guy in there. You need a fucking true leader on this team because you don't have one in these young guys. And now you just don't. They have no heart. They don't want to fucking win basketball games. It's all about stats. It's all about you. I'm so sick and tired of them playing down their competition. Hartwell or whatever, Martell's Hartwell, whatever his name was the best guy on the fucking court for Washington last night. I couldn't even tell you who was on the rest of the roster.
Harold,
whatever.
Martellus
Jesus,
Harrell.
Ray,
Yeah.
zoom out.
No.
Yeah, it was lifeless basketball. And I was trying to think back. Obviously, last year was atrocious for the Celtics, and a lot of people, the apologists put it on COVID and shortened year and things like that. But by the end, no one could give this team enough excuses. So the year before that, in the bubble, when they made it to the Eastern Conference Championship, we weren't talking about this team as quitters and non-competers and losers. We were just talking about them as not knowing how to win and young kids that didn't know how to win yet. So relatively speaking, this effort and this quit thing is relatively new in the 5 to 6 year career of the Jays, which is the only reason I give it a little bit of hope that it can be turned around. And you have to look at, you changed. Hey, Jays, you spoiled fucks. You got everybody you didn't like fired except for maybe Marcus Smart.
You're playing with the guy you wanted in.
You brought in your own coach. You're 5 games into the season, and you can't bring some effort into this fucking game. Into 2 home games this season you've had. The first was an embarrassing loss.
Booed off the court.
Embarrassing. Booed off the court.
That was Toronto, right?
Boston faithful to Toronto. And this game against a lesser opponent, you came out and you gave up a 15-point lead almost instantaneously. And the reason it matters so much is because you get back into every one of these games. You have the talent to be a top 3, a top 4, top 2 team in this Eastern Conference, at least, with your talent on this team, outside of the Jays even. And you lackluster, lollygagging sons of bitches just don't get it or don't care or both. And it's insulting. And this is not the fucking town. You get away with it. And you got booed in your first fucking home game. And that's how you know you won't get away with it. So it'll be interesting to see how this season shakes out, Ray.
Well, also, there's been reports that the Boston Big 3 maybe has been partying it up in the Seaport district. That's what the report was.
Big 3?
The Jays, and I think Marcus Smart was down there and someone else, but they're all partying with Bradley Beal before the game on Wednesday. So that's the reason why they all look like shit, and they all really don't give a fuck because they'd rather be partying up with their boys on the other team before games and all that shit. So this is like a big grow up phase. If these guys don't get it now, I don't think they'll ever get it. So
think about this, Bill, before you go, because I know you'll relate to this. Think about the way this came up. Okay. Let's go back generations. I don't want to be the old man get off my lawn shit.
You're going exactly where I'm going now.
So this is the way I think about it. So these guys grew up watching LeBron, probably, maybe Kobe. If you want
banana boat bitches.
Tail end of Kobe.
But LeBron is this era of NBA that all of these guys grew up watching. And we all know what LeBron's career looks like and what he's gotten criticized for throughout his career, despite the massive amount of success that he has. But the criticism is warranted and granted, especially early in the season. So these guys grew up watching him, right? He grew up watching Michael and those guys and Kobe and those guys. So think about the trickle-down effect. LeBron James, in the better majority of his career, coasts through the regular season and turns it on. You know why, Jason Tatum? Because LeBron James is arguably the best player to ever walk the fucking planet. And these fucking kids think that they can be LeBron. And you're not. You're not fucking LeBron James. You can't just walk into a stadium on any given night, turn on the light switch and drop 60 and win a game. You can't fucking do it. And that's what I think. I don't think it's lack of wanting to win. Obviously, they don't want it enough. And it's not, it's a little bit competitiveness, sure, but it's not like they don't give a fuck. I think they care. They just think that they can be better than everybody on any given night. And it's just not the case. It's just not the case. AAU fucked everybody. Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But my biggest problem is the party and shit, partying up with the other teammates, all that stuff.
Well, that goes along with one of my thought processes of they can go out and slam tequila shots till 3 a.m., come in the next day and drop 50 and win a game. You can't do it.
Well, my biggest thing is partying with the other team. Yeah, Michael Jordan could play fucking 36 holes and then drop 60. That's what that. But I want the anger.
Jordan.
Exactly, but I want the fucking anger and the hatred. You know, we grew up watching Jordan, and even in the Pistons, Celtics, Pistons, fucking Bulls, like those guys hated each other. You don't see that now. You saw it in Brooklyn. You should have fucking hated Brooklyn. The way Kyrie fucking exited, the way he trashes fucking city. You saw a guy throw a bottle at him. Those fucking Celtics players should have hated Brooklyn's guts. You know what they did? Dapped him up and stayed in Brooklyn to party with him. That's what pisses me off in the NBA, and this will never change. This is why these young guys aren't going to fucking get it, because this is all they want to do. Dap it up with their fucking boys, do that. Jason Tatum cared more about winning a gold medal than he does care about winning an NBA championship. That's my opinion.
There's no loyalty anymore either for these organizations. Like,
no, and LeBron
days,
proved
like,
that.
Yeah,
that's LeBron's fault again. Kobe did it. Kobe stayed. Even Paul Pierce stayed until the fucking end. Garnett stayed well past his prime. And these teams,
but they did it to help us too.
But LeBron went from fucking Cleveland to Miami, back to Cleveland. Now he's on fucking LA. Jordan went the Bulls and then a fucking lackluster 2 years in Washington because he owned the fucking team.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't necessarily blame Tatum and Brown and these guys for the way that the NBA has crafted itself.
I'm not blaming them, but they're part of the problem.
I blame them individually that you're a part of it and you can't separate yourself from it. And some of them
1-0 Carolina.
Steph Curry did. Yeah, their Bruins are losing. Steph Curry did. Giannis did. The best of the best did. And these guys. And my problem is Jason Tatum specifically wants to already, put the crown on his head and say, "I'm in that class." You're not. You're fucking not.
This time last year, I said he wasn't.
And let's just real quickly, not the off the court stuff, but the on the court stuff. Your coach is new, 5 games in, and you're clearly not listening to him. So, Ray, I don't know if you want to do a little take back, snip snap on the fire Brad train, but can we come to a little bit of an agreement that maybe it wasn't necessarily fucking Brad's fault?
100% agree.
Oh, because they didn't listen to him. He didn't listen to Brad either.
Brad got the Isaiah Thomas Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals. And then
because there was no ego on that team.
There's no ego.
Kyrie Irving is the reason why they are like this. This is all goes back to Kyrie. When it was Isaiah Thomas and these young guns, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They brought Kyrie and Gordon Hayward the next year. They both went down by the playoffs. The young guys stepped up and fucking carried the team. The Roziers, the attitude, the me first, selfish bullshit was all Kyrie spewing on them the next season. They saw what happened. They saw how Kyrie got fucking paid by Brooklyn to go there after the season. You saw Terry Rozier bitch about his worth. He left the season to go get Kemba Walker. It was all Kyrie's fault. He encrusted the selfish me attitude all over that fucking team, from Marcus Smart to Jaylen Brown to Jason Tatum. None of those guys can fucking win, and it all goes back to Kyrie Irving, who has been nothing but LeBron James, riding LeBron James' coattail. Nothing in the NBA. Over.
Wow. Well,
you gotta drink this more,
Raymond. Pam and Ray, have you marked this down for a clip for the Simple Mind Sports Show YouTube page? Please subscribe, rate, and review.
Yep.
Well done. I do blame Kyrie. Raymond, final thoughts on this?
I don't get good confidence like this. You're making me blush.
By the way, Ray, there's still a top 4 team.
Oh no, you're gonna eat that cookie, baby.
No, I'm not gonna eat the cookie. Here's why: because it's Brooklyn, it's Milwaukee, and everybody else.
Until Philly figures out that Ben Simmons
someone that's concretely better than the Celtics. Like you will say absolutely will be better than the Celtics in the East this year. You can't.
Atlanta.
No.
Miami, I think, is on par with the Celtics. Miami.
Miami might. I'll give you Miami. I'll give you Miami.
They got rid of Dragon and got what? Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. I like Miami.
I kind of like the Celtics right now, 4 or 5, because I will take unless Robert Williams makes a Adebayo
because I
jump.
want Ray's final thoughts because we're late in the Celtics. But when it comes to playoff standings, I'll grant you, yeah, right now I don't see the Celtics firmly in a top 4 position, but you have to grant me after the top 2 teams in Milwaukee and Brooklyn, which, by the way, Brooklyn and the new rules and James Harden and no Kyrie are no fucking lock either. It's just Kevin Durant and how good he is that puts them in that 2 spot. After that, it's a bag of fucking question marks, and it's a big smashed assholes. If you're the queen talking, Bill. So anything can happen. Anyone can go on a run. Anybody can get hot in the NBA. Anybody can get injured. COVID is still a thing. I give the Celtics as good a chance at landing number 3 as I give the fucking Wizards a chance at landing number 3. Honestly, I think it's that close of a mediocre bag after those first 2. But Ray, your final thoughts on the Celtics?
If these guys don't start listening to Ime and Ime can't control these guys, it's going to be a shit show for the whole season. They have like another month to get their shit together, or else this is going to be a lost season once again. So the Celtics have
Ime cunt.
Real quick on Ime, he has destroyed these guys after both of their home losses this year.
That's what I want to see.
Have they done anything about it?
Doesn't matter. That's the pop. That's the pop mentality, because that's coming from
Toronto.
They
did. They had a nice win. Obviously, they crushed the Rockets, and they had a nice win against Charlotte. You have to give them that.
That was a nice one. Yeah, that was
one of the best late.
Yeah, they were down 12 late in the fourth.
Late teams in the NBA last year. Say what you want about Gordon Hayward and Charlotte. They didn't have Rozier in that game, but they won it. Normally, Marcus Smart came out and said,
God. Did you see him last week when he was wearing that all lime green thing? He looked like the little rascals stacked on top of each other in the movie.
Marcus Smart said 9 times out of 10 we lose that game last year, and he was right, and they won. So I don't know.
It's usually his fault.
The fucking Wizards.
It's usually his fault.
Well, let's wait and see. This is what I'm saying, that this is a relatively small sample size of the Celtics being a quitting team, and can Ime get him out of it by burning them in the press after every bad performance? If they come out and play a really strong game after this Wizards loss, then let's start giving Ime some credit. And it's going to take the whole season for us to really have a full picture of did he make a difference or not. But up until this point, he hasn't. It's the same shitty fucking.
Well, because Christmas is when the season really starts for the NBA. So he has till Christmas to figure it out. This whole team has until Christmas to figure it out. Also,
the Gatorade shower after the first win. What are we, AAU? Come on.
Yeah, not good. I don't like that. Well, it was his first win ever as an NBA coach. And after like 17 years of trying to get
and just have his wife come in and suck him off. You ever see that woman? Was it Nia Long, right?
Bruins are losing. I've been thinking about doing this. This is just going to add more work for me on the back end, but we're available doing a little bit of we're changing segments. So like a quick little interlude. Ray, do you want to give us like a belly dance or something?
Pull your titties out.
Yeah, it didn't work. I'll workshop that. Bruins are losing 2-0.
Just the dark side of the football comes in.
Dark side of the football blurred.
And then the sun comes up.
1-0. D'Angelo scores for Carolina, first goal of the year.
Thanks, Bill.
What's the song they sing in Anchorman?
Afternoon delight, golden tide, gonna have afternoon delight.
Yeah, that's
Ron. What does love feel like?
That's gonna be our segment. That's gonna be our segment change song when we move from sport to sport. That's what's going in right there. Celtics to Bruins, afternoon delight. Bruins are losing now. They dropped 4-1 last night or the night before, whatever we're recording this. Do they have a goalie problem, Bill? Let me give you the stats. Allmark in 3 games played gave up 7 goals, got a save percentage of .920. Swayman in 2 games played gave up 6 goals, save percentage of .885. A lot of softies in there. I get their defense isn't great, but
shut up, Ray.
Is there a goalie problem? And is Tuukka the answer?
No, I think Allmark will pull it out. I mean, honestly, I think they'll figure it out. I mean, he's still, .920 save percentage is nothing too shabby. He's only giving up
20 fucking sucks. Decent goalies in the NHL are .980. Come on. This is 2021. No one fucking scores goals in the NHL anymore. .920.
Look who led the league last year. It wasn't .980.
Raymond.
Give me a moment, please.
Save percentage, dickhead. But either way, their offense is clicking. I mean, now you fucked me up. Just no, they don't. Nothing to do with Tuca. No, he does not belong on this team.
Don't skew the
Still
argument
early.
of whether they have
You're
a goalie
5
problem
games
or not
in.
with Tuca. They have a goalie problem. They have a goalie problem right now. They have a goalie crisis problem. They don't know who they want in there. They haven't named, it's like the Celtics are not naming a leader, or the Patriots not having a fucking quarterback last year. You have to define roles for guys to get into their zone and be able to play. And they haven't done that with the goalies. Swayman should have been the guy going into this year, and you hand him the fucking reins, and whatever happens, happens. And you have a decent older guy. Holtby, I think, would have been perfect on this team as a backup to Swayman.
I don't disagree.
And let him fucking get his footing underneath him. Instead, you go sign a $5 million player, and he doesn't even get the net the first game of the season. These guys are in their own heads. They're goalies. They're whacked. You gotta define. They fucked
The problem was,
situation
dude,
up.
they've been doing the same thing with Halak and Rast. I mean, you look at it's almost basically
Tuukka
a 50-50
Rask was defined as the
split.
best goalie in Bruins history. He knew his place in the team.
Yeah.
Come on.
He poops his pencil out. That's why you like him. Raymond, did you find out what we need?
They knew their defined roles. These guys don't, and it's in their heads right now. I bet you.
Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury was the highest out of the goalies that had a lot of games at 9.927.
That's better than 920, ain't it?
Suck my dick. He led the league last year.
Marc-Andre Fleury play?
It's
36.
fucking. He's played 3 games. Come on, relax.
Oh, I did last year's stats, not this year.
I know that's what I'm saying. And last year's stats was 927, led the NHL in save percentage, won the
7
fucking
goals
Vezina.
in 3 games.
Yeah, that's 3 goals a game. It's not that bad.
It's not that great. Not that.
You went
great.
from Guinness to a fucking White Claw. You are trash.
It's slim pickings in the fridge.
Also, real quick, they're losing. I don't know if we're paying attention to that. The good teams
To an
that they're playing,
undefeated
they're
team
losing.
to Carolina Panthers.
Well,
yeah.
don't really. Yeah, Panthers are 7-0. I mean, they had good.
Oh, Panthers were sorry. Yeah,
Panthers are 7-0.
Hurricanes are 5-0. They're playing tonight.
Yeah, I mean the Panthers look for real. They're deep. You know, they got a good defense. Their goalie's playing well, and their offense is clicking. I mean, they were looking like a seller last year, and they went 6 games against Tampa. I mean, the team's good, and they're out to a hot start right now. You ran into a good team last night.
All right, so
they'll be hot for right now until their coach gets fired.
They
for
still
being a scandal.
well, yeah, dude. All right,
He's gonna be fucking.
Are we
canned.
doing that? Are we doing that next? Because now we're talking hockey.
There, Bill. Give us the.
All right, so here's what happened. Quinville should not have even been playing last night. That after the 107-page report came out on the Chicago Blackhawks sexual scandal, I read a lot of it because I really wanted to know what went down with John Doe. It was John Beach, I believe, is the player that came out today. Kyle Beach that came out today. Yeah, so basically it was assistant coach. He was a 20-year-old guy coming up, and he was playing for their Blackhawks minor league team. He was on the road trip. He had a fucking assistant coach that was basically saying he was right in with Joe Quinville. He needed to watch game tape with him, blah, blah, blah. One night they were at a bar after a playoff game. The two of them brought a woman back, and I guess they were trying to fuck her or whatever. I guess nothing. The woman left. Nothing happened. He came over the guy's house, the assistant coach's house, then a week later or whatever, to watch game film and have dinner. Long story short, they were laying on a futon, mind you. A futon. What kind of grown man still has a futon who's a fucking assistant coach in the NHL in his living room? Anyways, it was, I want to blow you to the player, which is already weird as it is. And basically saying, you'll never play in the NHL again if you don't let me blow you. So that long story short, it came in the guy's mouth. Guy basically, this is basically what happened. Took the assistant coach flipped the player over and started dry humping his back and proceeded to jack off onto his back. And then
it was double ejaculation.
Yeah.
So hold on a little bit. Well,
I came in you came on the floor, something like that.
Finish your story, please.
So yeah, I guess the guy dry humped him on his back. I don't know if they were naked or whatever. Dry humped him on his back and then jacked off all over it. He wiped himself off, ran out of the fucking house. He told the Blackhawks.
This was the video assistant coach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was doing all the ejaculating.
27-year-old. Well,
no,
he blew the hockey player. The hockey player came in the assistant coach's mouth.
This is going a little underrated because the hockey player was
was the one that got raped.
Right. He got raped, which is always the question of a man rape is your penis at least has to get a little hard, or is it a full softy jizz,
Ray, please. I mean, yeah, that's what I want to know.
Is it a full soft cone? Is that possible? We might have to get doctors on here. This is terribly insensitive to the whole point.
No, it's not, because this has to be talked about. Was it like hammer fist, or was it a Langevin? This is stuff I need to know.
Oh. Well, it's a social experiment, interesting side note, and some embarrassing questions that would need to be answered by the player of like, what is your thought process? Like, what's going through your head there? And
we've all said it. Well, we've all said it too. Hold on. We've all said it. A blowjob's a blowjob.
Yeah, but you're being insensitive to the sexual assault. Like the guy.
No, but I'm saying he probably got hard. If someone's touching your dick and you have your eyes closed,
not if you've been threatened for your career to end, and it's some fucking ugly video. It's a dude and you're not gay and you're not attracted by, and like, what do you just take your mind to like Susan Sarandon and go to town?
When you're in think about this, like
little fourth wall slip there.
A lot of states, right?
What
like,
show was she on?
Susan Sarandon? I don't know.
Sarandon, she was on the show with Cody and what the fuck was that?
No, that's Suzanne Summers.
Susan Sarandon.
Step by
Susan
step.
Sarandon was in Bull Durham.
Yeah, she was Meat's girlfriend.
Big whore. Anyway, go ahead, Bill.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, it's like a lot of states too. It's like when you're in high school,
wear the panties on the mound.
So when you're in some states, when you're in high school, like even if you're 18, you can't, like, your teacher can't fuck you or whatever because you're in a position of power. Now you're threatening. It's the same thing with like sexual harassment in like the workplace. If you're directly threatening, if you don't do this, you can't do this. Like that's completely what was happening. And I don't understand. Like if I'm not getting a hard on if someone's threatened my job. Let me blow you, especially if he's got a mustache. I don't want them fucking straggly hairs tickling my balls.
Is this like true that he had a mustache?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like
assuming, yeah.
I'm just assuming the beards are in. But either way, when you
the show's called Simple Mind Sports Show for a reason. This is where our mind goes into just that specific instance of he blew him. And is it confirmed that he came?
Oh yeah, it's in the report, page like 23, 24, 25. I went directly to that. They interviewed everyone after that. But dude, he told the team, he told people, the Chicago Blackhawks basically swept it under the rug. The player did.
Right.
The player went to the team.
2010 when they were on their cup run.
Yeah, and they won They won 3 cups, 2013, then they won another one in 2015. They swept it all under the fucking rug. Well, he went to the NHL. He's suing the Blackhawks. All this other stuff. Blackhawks just got fined $2 million. The owner and the CEO basically said everyone involved in that, including Stan Bowman, the son of legendary coach Scotty Bowman, gone. Joe Quenneville had already got fired last year. Should not be coaching the NHL right now. When you this is not sexual harassment. This is a direct assault.
Right.
Like this is ridiculous. This is happening in this is probably the first man-on-man assault that we've seen in the history of professional sports.
I think it is, and I would not be surprised if we started seeing more, except for Sandusky. Sandusky is,
but it's not professional.
Was obviously college, but
that's boys. That doesn't count.
This is a man. This is the man that he took advantage of.
Yeah, the Red Sox got busted. The Red Sox got busted for the same thing. One of their travel secretaries or whatever was diddling kids. And
this is a man that he was fucking.
Yeah, but there was the same thing with Sandusky. Like those are like this is what like kids. Yeah. That's a whole different.
This is a different story. That he was a paid player on the roster and
first round draft pick.
Was
he a part of those teams? Do we know?
No, he was called up after the AHL season in case people got hurt. because they were in the cup run.
But so did he get cut after the incident?
No, he was still. No, he was still in the minors, but like again,
He
he
played
thought
2 years in the NHL. That's it.
yeah, he's playing professionally in Germany now. I mean, he was a first round pick. I think he went number 10 or 12 overall. Kind of flamed out. He wasn't anything, but maybe getting diddled by your hockey coach might have had something to do with that.
Wild shit. And Ray, your opening take was correct. Everybody associated with it should they should all be fucking
Yeah,
punished.
it sounds like the NHL. So they're meeting with Quinville right now. I just read something right before we go on, but
It was
there's
Tuesday. They all met. Yeah.
there's grounds to terminate his contract in the Panthers. And honestly, if the Panthers don't cut him right now, fuck that organization. This guy has no position in the NFL. They knew about it. It's the same thing going back with Joe Paterno. I lost all respect for Joe Paterno when he swept the fucking Sandusky shit under the rug, when at least 3 different people went and complained about Sandusky and he did nothing about it.
Yep.
This is the same thing the Florida Panthers are doing right now. You've seen guys lose their job. Jerry Richardson with Carolina Panthers voluntarily sold his team. The NFL did not tell him to sell his team over sexual harassment allegations in the workplace. He voluntarily gave up his team. And now you're seeing these guys. I hit that right. Close enough.
Yeah, you nailed it, buddy.
But you're seeing the Florida Panthers continue to employ this coach. Why? Because you went to the playoffs last year. Why? Because you're 7-0. It doesn't fucking matter. This is one of those things that the second that fucking report came out that was confirmed and sourced by multiple people, it was a true fucking report. Quinville should have been fired immediately.
And that's the key part, right? Because we are soldiers against the cancel culture, I think you would call us. And the sourcing and the key in the report and all of it needs to be double, triple, quadruple sourced and true. And then you let them go. Don't let him go just because of the PR. But if it's all true, then yes, of course, he has no place.
Oh,
he needs to
it's 100% true, because the guy that did the rapey admitted that he thought it was consensual and admitted to every single act of what happened. And then the player Beach claimed that he was drugged and all this. So his side of it was shady, but the guy claimed it happened. So it definitely happened.
Either way,
So if he was drugged, then that makes sense. Then
the act can
otherwise, and you're going to get a Langevin if you're getting drugged.
Yeah.
The act
No.
No, hold on. I'm going to try. The act can be flaky, right? There can be a he said, she said about the act. And the player, whether he was drugged or not, or they were drunk and he's embarrassed and now wants to deny it or whatever, that may be a thing. Honestly, it may be a thing because of the whole boner, non-boner thing. That needs to be explored further than our brains can go. But the cover-up cannot be. If this player went to his superiors and went to his team and teammates and told them all what happened, and he felt that way, whether it's true or not, and it wasn't reported and it wasn't acted upon, then all of those people need to be punished. Something needs to happen to them.
And that's basically exactly what happened. And you got to get rid of Quinville right now. The NHL confirmed it. Their lawyers confirmed it. The investigation confirmed it. The witnesses, they brought the girl in that they took home from the bar that left the apartment. They brought everybody in. They talked to Beach's friends who he told everything. One of the guys said, why didn't you, basically push him off of you? You're a big guy. You play professional hockey. And that was where he told his friends that he thought he was drugged, this and all that other shit. But the story out of his mouth, that was basically the first couple pages, it starts at page 23 out of the 107-page report. It'll tell you basically everything, how they covered it up. But yeah, I mean, he thought his career was in jeopardy if he basically didn't let the guy blow him. And they were watching game film, and the coach kept turning on porn and then flipping back, then it'd do it again and flip it and leave it longer, then it'd do it again and leave it longer, and then finally he just left it on, and it was like he started just jacking off. Like, it was started immediately. If I'm that player, I don't give a shit. I'm walking right out, and this is what I'm telling it happened. Like, you know what I mean?
Where is this guy though? Where's this Brad guy that did the sexual assault? Is he in jail? Like, no one's talking about this either.
I know I don't think he got arrested.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand why he.
But again, it's the same thing as the he said, she said thing. And it might not be trying to pursue criminal charges. It could be more, I'm trying to pursue civil charges to get you're getting money out of the civil case because now you can prove like
he could prove that his
mental
10-year
anguish
NHL
and
career worth $80 million was jeopardized by this guy, by the Blackhawks organization.
yeah, the depression, all that. They pay, most states pay what mental anguish is that what it's called, where there's
for sure.
There's no value placed on that. Like there's certain values when you're suing and all that placed depending on what you're doing. When it comes to the mental aspect of it, especially this day and age where mental illness is more big and more in light, like that's more money, and that's what you're seeing. I don't know. I don't know if there's enough evidence and ground to charge them criminally, truthfully, but in civil courts, a la O.J. Simpson got convicted of murder in civil court, but not in criminal court, and that's where they got all their money. So maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. That's just, you know.
Interesting. But in a report like that, whether the facts are skewed or not, and you believe it seems like the story is laid out pretty legitimately that the fucking coach either drugged him and raped him or took advantage of him one way or another. And fuck that guy. That guy should get everything coming to him. And fuck the Blackhawks. They should get everything coming to him.
Yeah.
And anybody associated to it. So,
and what's this weirdo doing? Like, if I'm eating some pussy, I'm not like, oh, again, it's just weird. I want to eat your you can't do anything if you don't let me eat your pussy. Like, what the fuck is that? It's weird, right? Like, this guy's like,
I don't know what you're saying. Are you saying that you wouldn't rape somebody? Good for you.
No, I'm just saying, like, what's his name? What goes in this mind where he's like, I just want to blow this guy. Like, it's just
he's
like
a shithead.
It's just weird.
What? It's the same thing that goes in the mind of I'm gonna rape this woman. They're bad fucking people.
And there's something mentally wrong with them.
We're shitty people. Like,
we're not rapey
in the way our minds work. But there's something inherently inside of us that stops us a lot from, Bill, from physically acting on certain things.
I'm not rapey.
Rape is probably far from our line. I would hope. Right?
Yeah.
Whether it be sucking.
I don't have to force myself on anybody. Women just want to fuck me.
All right, there it is. Okay. Speaking of want to fuck you, we went long on that. So our Patriots
real long.
Our Patriots talk for the upcoming game is. Oh, actually, Ray, could you please do the dark side of the FUPA transition as we're gonna switch gears here.
Oh, I got a better idea. Dark side of FUPA. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Ooh, it's my FUPA once again. Is it blocking out the sun, my friends? Because my God hangs down.
Shut yourself in the jugular.
My knees.
That song plays in two great movies: Old School and then Kingpin, when he fucked the landlord and he's puking in the toilet after.
Great segue, Bill.
Forget about that. 2 questions: can the Patriots win, Bill?
Yes.
Raymond?
Yes.
I do believe they can. Will they win, Ray? Why?
Because the Chargers are ranked 31 in rush defense. They have led up the second most rushing yards in the NFL. We have a guy by the name of Damian Harris who is really, really, really good. So if Josh McDaniels was a smart man, we would be doing the Bill Gately or run technique.
Bill, will they win? Why not?
No, because Justin Herbert will shred this putrid line of secondary that the Patriots have. I think Justin Herbert could throw all over you. You've had problems in covering running backs out of the backfield. You have one of the better top 10 running backs, especially top 5 in catching passes out of the backfield in Austin Eckler. That's been a consistent problem. You're slow at linebacker. You're susceptible in run defense. I know the numbers say otherwise, but you've been gashed on this team. And again, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, 2 big wide receivers, and Jalen Mills is not an outside guy. You just went on Brian Poole, who got shredded in the Super Bowl against the Patriots years ago and hasn't been in the league since the Jets got rid of him last year, right? So I mean, I think the secondary and Jonathan Jones is out, and you cut or traded. I use that in quotation marks. Traded
cut Stephon Gilmore for a 6th-round pick.
For a 6th-round pick. So, I mean, you have major issues in the way Mike Evans and Justin Herbert are playing right now. Mike Williams, sorry. Dude, he's got like 6 touchdowns in 6 games. I mean, the connection's there, and you just I don't think you have the secondary to contain him. You know, I think last year's 43-0 last year, drubbing of them. This is not the same Justin Herbert. You know, and they lost to a 5-1 Dallas team, and at the time a 5-1 Baltimore team. And Baltimore, with a really decent defense and secondary, shut Justin Herbert down, and he played his worst game of the season. Coming off a bye, it scares me again. This isn't fucking Lynn, whatever Swan or whatever. No, Reed or whatever. Their last coach. You know that against the Patriots, they just got fired. This guy goes for fourth downs. Patriots had problems on 3rd and 4th down this year. You've seen teams attack them, especially in their zone. And Staley, I believe is his name, out there in L.A., he's been very aggressive, and the Patriots haven't proven they've got a defense. Dude, I think their Patriots offense is good, but you need to score 35 points, I think, into the 30s to beat the Chargers, honestly.
Okay, so I'll ride the fence here, snip snap. I don't think that I disagree that the Patriots defense has not proven that they're good. I think they've been up and down like most of the team all season long. I think that they, if Bill Belichick can realize what he has on defense, which is not your 2014 defense, Bill, it's more like not your 2011, but 2013, 14, 15, something like that, somewhere in between, where in the 2021 NFL, you let offenses pass all over you, and you don't give up touchdowns. You give up field goals. That should be this Patriots defense, where I think they tried to identify themselves as a shutdown defense when this season started, and they're not it. We've defined that. They're not it. They can't do it. So focus on not letting teams run at 7 yards a clip. Let them get their yards in between the 20s and hold them to field goals. Clamp down in the red zone. That's what you need from defense.
Also, talk to me on Tuesday, because there's growing rumors J.C. Jackson is going bye-bye by the deadline today.
Well, that'll be interesting to see, and it might be that would suck. Well, we're not going to touch on that right now. What I'm going to touch on is Mac Jones.
But it just made my point on the defense. Carry on.
What's your point on the defense? That they're not.
You have secondary issues, and now there's trade rumors of J.C. Jackson, because he's going to want $20 million next year, and the Patriots aren't going to pay him. You can get something for him now. I mean, again, you're behind one game.
If they trade J.C. Jackson, even if they trade him for anything less than a 2nd-round pick, it's a mistake to give up on this season. If they trade J.C. Jackson for a 2nd-round pick, it's still a mistake because you traded Stephon Gilmore and didn't pay him. That'll be the most.
Joe Flacco got more draft capital back than Stephon Gilmore.
That will be the most egregious mismanagement of assets of a roster that not only this Patriots team has done in 10 years, 20 years, then maybe I don't know.
I disagree. I disagree with that. If you can get a 2nd-round pick for J.C. Jackson, I don't think you're going to get a 1st round, but you never know. I mean, you have some cornerback needy teams, a la Dallas.
Who the fuck you got to put back there?
You're missing the point.
It doesn't matter. The point is this: at least you're going to get something. I mean, the season's one of
you give up the whole season. You give up the season.
This is the same thing as the Red Sox. This is the same thing as the Red Sox deadline.
If you get a 1st for J.C. Jackson,
it's the NFL. You can make the playoffs. You make the fucking playoffs. Anything can happen.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
Quarterback accelerating the way that
one game out from the fucking 7th seed in the wild card.
You don't give up J.C. Jackson for nothing if you in this situation. No,
they're not making the playoffs.
You don't do it. If they give up J.C. Jackson, it's a mistake.
What's that, Raymond?
Back to the Chargers game.
I'm going to punch you right in your nose.
Go ahead.
Mac Jones has to win the game.
Yeah, he does.
Mac Jones has to win the game, and he has to score 30. Ray, can he do it? First question. And second question, first question, can Mac Jones outduel Justin Herbert in this game?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, second question. Who will have a better career? Make it quick. Mac Jones. Okay.
No, why? Justin Herbert.
Mac Jones, because he has Bill Belichick. He has a better organization to lead by. LA Chargers are the little stepsister of the LA Rams, who own that stadium. They're just renting it out, being floor space. That's not a real organization. I think the Patriots are a way better organization than the Chargers ever will be. So I think the Patriots have a better luck with Mac Jones than Justin Herbert does with the Chargers.
I disagree. Bill Belichick is 69 years old. Nice. He's coming to the end of his career. You're of uncertainty. There's rumors Steven Belichick, Gerard Mayo, Josh McDaniels. I don't think none of them have proven they could be a head coach right now. Kraft is 75 years old, almost pushing 80, maybe. I don't even know how fucking old he is now, but he's on his way out of this world too. I think Justin Herbert has shown more talent He is. Tell me I'm wrong. He's closer to death than he is to life, right?
I just like how you said that. Like not like sell the team or anything, or stop, being the owner of the Patriots. Just on his way
But
off.
I think the organization is because of Robert Kraft.
Justin Herbert will be a Charger for the majority of his career because of his talent and because of his potential talent. And the Chargers will never win a Super Bowl. They're one of those franchises.
I don't think
Mac
the Patriots
Jones
will win a
may
Super
or may
Bowl with
not
Mac
be
Jones.
a Patriot for the rest of his life based on his organization he's with. And Mac Jones has the skills to go to a team, any team that has enough talent around him and win a Super Bowl. Justin Herbert will not win a Super Bowl with the Chargers because the Chargers will never win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones will have a better career because he'll get the rings.
I don't think he'll get a ring.
I disagree. We're late already, so fuck it. Let's get your thoughts. Actually, you know what? We're way late, so I'm going to end the show. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show. Friday headlines, October 29th. Let's blame the Blackhawks for our lateness.
We didn't do the Simple Mind of the Week either. Chicago Blackhawks, idiots.
Dumb.
The Simple Minds of the Week.
Oh, Ray had one, the Tampa guy. After show.
Blackhawks
beat the Tampa guy with the football. Tune in on Tuesday for Tuesday weekend roundup. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show. I already said that. See you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Simplest minds of the week. Blackhawks is clearly the dumbest fucking thing possible. But the Bucks guy in the football, Brandon.
Yeah. What a fucking dope. So Tom Brady got his 600th career touchdown. Mike Evans was the one that caught it, went into the end zone, gave it to a fan, not knowing it was Tom Brady's 600th ball. Basically, personnel or management came over and negotiated with the guy for, at the time, was
a signed jersey or something?
Signed jersey, signed helmet.
Jersey, and another game ball, another used game ball. That was it. That's all he went for. And then it came out that this guy got blackballed. This was a $500,000 minimum ball that you could have sold. You had all this money. Now Tom Brady gave him a Bitcoin, another signed jersey.
Gronk gave him $60K in whatever fucking coin that he's in, Dojo coin or whatever it is.
So it's just now he's making up for it. But all he wants to do is play a round of golf with Tom Brady. This is only fucking
that guy.
Right now.
Fuck that guy. He's a fake Tom Brady fan. They did. Oh, I wanted to give it back to Tom. No, you. Fuck you.
He didn't know what he was doing.
You didn't know. He's
a
guy.
I'd be like, oh no.
Oh, they would have to fucking come take it from my cold dead hands because I'm.
Would you have known
thing,
if it was the 600th in the stadium?
Hell yeah, I would have.
Everyone knew that.
This is what I would have done. That thing would have been in my
that.
hands. I'm shoving it on my shirt. I am booking out of that stadium and I am locking that thing in a fucking safe forever. And he's going to be the only guy that will ever throw for 600 touchdowns. The only person.
That's probably true. Yeah, they
and that's regular season touchdowns, mind you. He's up to 658, I think, or
684.
So is that
80 something touchdowns in the playoffs?
Well, when you've played 3 full seasons of the fucking playoff games.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an idiot. He clearly didn't know what he had when he made the deal, but he made it out. Let's be honest, he made it out.
Now he did, but
Tom should go play a game of golf with him, and I bet he will and he'll film the whole fucking thing and put it on Instagram. The NFL meeting. Speaking of assholes, your thoughts on they're not releasing the Washington football investigation, even though that fucking backpack wearing little rascal looking motherfucker Mark Davis wants him to. Raiders owners.
He looks like a garbage pail kid.
Deshaun Watson.
When we were kids?
They don't have enough information about Deshaun Watson to make a decision whether he can play or not.
Oh, I don't know. 21 civil claims, 13 fucking criminal claims, including the women giving their names. That's big. The women started giving all their names and attaching their names to these lawsuits. They're not Jane Doe 1, 2, 3, 21 anymore. They're all fucking real names. This is going to get ugly. This is going to get ugly quick. This is why the Dolphins haven't made the trade.
This guy's not getting moved. Any of you fucking losers and idiots out there that think this guy's getting moved, it ain't happening. Miami said they're not doing it unless they can solve the court
Unless they come
cases
out.
before the deadline. The trade deadline is 2 weeks. This guy's court cases are not till
next week.
February.
No, it's in
This week.
January.
Whatever. It's 3 months after the fucking trade deadline. The guy's
The trade
not
deadline's a
getting
week
moved.
away.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, yeah.
That's like 5
Okay,
days
stop
away.
arguing with me about the deadline. The court cases are 3 months from now, and the people want them solved before the deadline. It's not happening.
That's what I'm saying. It's stupid. They want it
It's
done in
not
4 days.
Fucking happening.
No.
And
No,
for
fuck.
Godell to say that we don't have enough information is fucking bullshit. It's
Especially after
fucking-
all this stuff that's come out with the domestic violence in that league. How are you not like setting
this
a
guy,
precedent?
this
with
guy,
John
I don't even
Watson
blame
right now?
Godell anymore. Nobody should be mad at Godell anymore. Everybody should be boycotting the owners of the NFL. It's the owners of the NFL. The fact that Dan Snyder is walking on this is walking. And I don't know if you guys saw. I think you guys saw it on Barstool. But
He's got
his
money.
wife, the CEO, gets to go to these owner meetings and gave some fucking deaf speech about the lack of responsibility for everything that's been going on in the Washington Redskins organization for the past 20 years. Come on. They're a $10 billion organization. They're not just a sports league
Yeah,
anymore.
they're like third or fourth in the NFL, maybe second in the
second.
NFL. What's
No,
it?
I'm not talking about the
Dallas,
NFL in
Washington,
general.
New England for dude.
It's
the
Dallas,
NFL's
Washington,
gotta
it's Dallas, and Washington, and the Patriots. Yeah, and I'm not talking about just the football team. I'm talking about the NFL and the people and everybody. Just people start putting pressure on these fucking owners. These owners fucking suck. Let's be honest. Even
And
Kraft. As much as we love Kraft, I mean, I don't think he's harboring a sexual harassment fucking zone like the Washington football team was. I hope not, but Jesus,
He's too busy getting blowjobs in Florida.
He's just getting his chubby
Happy
work
tugs.
done down in Florida.
Hmm.
I mean, a $10 billion organization in America that doesn't pay
Ray, I
taxes.
found one local if you
Beat these
if you're in
fucking
the
down.
need.
Beat these
Thanks,
fuckers down. Do you think they're gonna withhold it and keep up with it?
Yeah, because they have bigger
Yeah.
problems to worry about. The Steve Kroenke shit with the LA Rams down there. I think he's basically he agreed to pay the city of St. Louis X amount of millions of dollars, and I think he pretty much said fuck off. So now a bunch of owners, including Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, some pretty high profile rich owners are really pissed off right now because now the city's ready to sue Kroenke and the NFL for contract, whatever, breach of contract. The NFL is in. So I mean, there's problems there. They have more things to worry about. This couldn't come at a perfect time for the NFL, believe it or not. Now they have other things to worry about and bigger things when it starts affecting the bottom dollar of the league, and this is getting sued. This is a major issue in the NFL with St. Louis, but Washington, in my opinion, is a bigger story. But now it's interesting that a week after all these guys are filing lawsuits, that Kroenke comes out with this one. It seems directed to with the NFL to make it public to kind of sweep the Dan Snyder shit away and make this more of a story than
But don't you think that you can get out from under the Kroenke situation, the St. Louis situation, clearly with a check. With the Washington
you
situation,
could probably with Washington too.
I don't
Truthfully,
know. Well, that's a lot of checks.
Well, it's a deep dive. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are
It's
involved.
a
He's
lot of
got no-
checks. It's a lot
he's
of
got no
individuals,
money.
and all you need is one.
No, he gave it all to his wife.
all
Doesn't
you
his
need
wife
is
own majority
one
of it?
individual in that situation that
No,
will
they
not
own
take
it.
the check
He owns
and
it.
will continue to bury the PR and spelt the PR story into the ethers about the Washington football team.
dude,
for it to
40% ownership sold to get away from Daniel Snyder. That
No,
should
this
say
is where
everything.
this is where people get this wrong. Daniel Snyder paid 40% ownership to keep it all in house.
No, that's what I mean. They got the other owners got away from this shitstorm because Daniel Snyder, with the toxic workplace and the rumors that were flowing out at the time, he wanted this shit not to release. That's why it's all connected. They wanted no part of this. They didn't want their names to get dragged through the mud. They saw how much they're the third richest team at what, three and a half, almost $4 billion. They saw the money and said, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let him deal with all this bullshit. We're out. We're getting paid. Boom. Sayonara. See you later.
Yeah, I look at it from a more cynical standpoint. I think Dan Snyder forced their hand to You're right in a sense of they didn't.
It could be both, Rich. It could
they
be.
didn't want to deal with it,
right?
sure.
Honestly,
But I think that he paid them hand over fist to get control, so he can control the situation.
if this doesn't go right for him, it'll probably bankrupt him with how much, dude. Just think if that, say the team is valued at $3.5 billion, you own 60% of that, right? Cut it in the middle. I mean,
not process. Just sell it. Just sell. Get the fuck out of the NFL. Nobody wants you.
I'll tell you why.
Nobody wants you there.
I'll tell you why, because I don't think he makes a profit on it if he sells just because he just bought 40% ownership stake. Remember when he put up all that money at $850 million at the time?
He's in debt.
He's in debt big time.
How much he took out to fucking buy 40%. He's heavily in debt. I'm talking about before. He should have got out from under this when the first thing leaked. He should have got out from under it. But he's a fucking moron. He didn't make his money on his own hand. He made it from daddy's hand. I'm pretty sure. Everything was handled. I would.
Yeah, he borrowed money from his sister or whatever.
Fans are. Anyway, we're late. Don't.
When we start